got some new headlines today around OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT and one of the biggest AI startups in the space. Our Deirdre Bose is going to wrap some of those up in Tech Check today. Hi, Dee.
Carl, no shortage of headlines around OpenAI, so we're going to round them up for you. First, the information is reporting that the startup is now generating revenue at a pace of $1.3 billion a year. That's up 30% from just 3 months ago. But let's put those numbers against last year's reported sales of $28 million. The growth is simply staggering, more than 4,500%, making it more of an NVIDIA than a Microsoft in the sense that NVIDIA is expecting a huge spike in sales this year directly tied to its AI chips, while Microsoft has yet to really convince investors that it can monetize its AI software products in the near future. Now, OpenAI's revenue comes largely from subscriptions to the paid version of ChatGPT, which only launched in February and has become a critical tool among developers and businesses like marketing teams to create copy. Now, broader usefulness, though, still an open question and key to whether this kind of growth can be sustained. Some of the recent conversations that I've had with VCs and founders center around an end application that we can touch and feel as consumers. The idea that, yeah, ChatGPT is fun and it's also kind of useful if you are very diligent about fact checking. But if this is really supposed to be the biggest shift since the internet or the mobile phone, there's got to be more to it than just chatbots. And this is a question that's reportedly being asked inside Google as well. A Bloomberg report this week says that Google product employees, they're debating the effectiveness, utility, and the huge amount of resources going into its chatbot, known as Bard, on an invitation-only group on Discord. For OpenAI, though, it is certainly full steam ahead by any metric, and it's reportedly close to signing San Francisco's biggest office lease since 2018. It would be a large piece of Uber's headquarters near Oracle Park, where the Giants play. Now, a new deal that could value the startup at $90 billion, we've talked about this before, that would certainly support that physical footprint to accommodate many more employees. But adding yet another element to this story, guys, the Post today says that the deal could depend on money from the Middle East, raising the question post-Israeli attacks if it'll attract more scrutiny. And certainly OpenAI wouldn't be the only startup taking money from the Middle East. They've been an active investor in our startup ecosystem over the last few years.
Deirdre, I was just curious if there was an angle here on, so Microsoft, which owns part of OpenAI, just was finally able to close its deal with Activision Blizzard, and whether there's a link there with AI plans for the gaming space and whether Microsoft just got a huge leg up.
That's a great question. And it kind of goes into the idea of what is the end applications? Are there going to be chatbots in video games? I think the simple answer is that no one really knows at this point. Everyone is making bets on what they think is going to be the technology to drive those applications if we don't know what exactly they are. And of course, OpenAI, it's all about the researchers, right? And the technology, and it's seen as sort of the best in this space, as well as Anthropic. So Microsoft is making a big bet on that. And certainly you could see that these two could be at a crossroads in a beneficial way if it can incorporate some of the OpenAI technology into now its much bigger video game footprint.